Good evening, welcome to the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan issues ever a decree. The Sultan of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Iran discuss options to ensure smooth transit through the Strait of Hormuz. 5 people are killed and dozens injured in Israeli-American strikes on petrochemical plants in Iran as Iranian forces launch a barrage of missiles toward Israel. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq issued Royal Decree number 45/2026 on the ratification of an agreement between the government of the Sultan of Oman and the government of the Republic of Belarus on establishing a joint committees for cooperation and investment signed in Minsk on 19th of May 2025. Article 1 ratifies the aforementioned agreement in accordance with the attached version. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. The Sultan of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Iran held a meeting at the level of undersecretaries of the two countries' foreign ministries with the participation of experts from both sides. During the meeting, the two sides discussed possible options to ensure smooth transit through the Straits of Hormuz in light of the current circumstances in the region. Experts from both sides also presented a number of perspectives and proposals on the matter. Several Gulf Cooperation Council countries, GCC, continue to respond to attacks targeting their territories. The Saudi Minister of Defense stated that they intercepted a cruise missile in the past few hours. In Kuwait, the oil sector complex in the Shuwaykh area was attacked by a drone, resulting in a fire. The Kuwaiti Ministry of Finance also announced that the government ministry's complex in Kuwaiti City was targeted by a drone, causing material damage. 2 power and water stations were attacked by drones, resulting in the shutdown of 2 power generations units. Meanwhile, the Bahraini Ministry of Interior stated that it had brought under control a fire that broke out at one of its facilities as a result of missile attacks. The Abu Dhabi media office confirmed that the authorities were dealing with several fires that broke out at a petrochemical plant after missile fragments fell on the site. The Egyptian Foreign Minister, Badr Abdul Abati, held a separate telephone call with the U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff and his counterparts in the region to discuss proposals for de-escalating regional tension. The Egyptian Foreign Ministry indicated that the calls addressed the latest developments in the dangerous situation in the region. Views and proposals were exchanged on ways to reduce military escalation in the region. The Egyptian Foreign Minister emphasized during the telephone calls on the necessity of prioritizing wisdom, dialogue and diplomacy in a way that preserves the security and stability of the region. In the latest developments of the war, the U.S. President Donald Trump announced that the pilot whose F-15 fighter jet was shot down earlier by Iranian forces had been found. Meanwhile, 5 people were killed and 170 others wounded in Israeli and American strikes on a petrochemical plant in southwestern Iran. More details in the following report.
In the latest developments of the war, 5 people were killed and 170 others wounded in Israeli and American strikes on a petrochemical plant in southwestern Iran. Meanwhile, the U.S. president announced that the pilot, whose F-15 fighter jet was shut down earlier by Iranian forces, had been found. Iran's Joint Command claimed that 4 U.S. aircraft were destroyed during Washington's complex rescue of an aviator who was missing since Iran shut down a fighter jet last week. Ibrahim Zulfaghar spoke on Iran state TV, claiming that 2 Black Hawk helicopters and 2 C-130 military transport aircraft had been shut down in Isfahan province. Earlier today, Iran's state TV aired a video showing what it claims are parts of an American aircraft that they had shut down and a photo of thick black smoke rising into the air. The pilot had been missing since Friday when Iran downed a U.S. F-15E Strike Eagle, and second crew member had been rescued earlier. In another development in Lebanon, rescue workers and families have gathered at the site of an overnight Israeli strike which killed 7 people from the same family, including a 4-year-old child, according to the Lebanese Health Authority. Rescuers today were searching for bodies in the debris of fallen buildings in the town of Kafr Hatta, near the coastal city of Sidon. Meanwhile, several explosions rocked Beirut today as Israel continued its strikes on the city's southern suburbs. The blast sent plumes of smoke billowing over the Beirut skyline. Hezbollah announced that it targeted an Israeli warship off the Lebanese coast, claiming a direct hit using naval missile, in a move considered a significant escalation in the ongoing confrontations.
The Sultan of Oman condemned the attacks on the Embassy of the United Arab Emirates in the Syrian capital Damascus, which constituted a clear violation of international diplomatic norms and conventions, guaranteeing the inviolability of diplomatic missions and the safety of their personnel. In a statement issued by the Foreign Ministry, the Sultan of Oman affirmed its categorical rejection of such acts that threaten the security and safety of diplomatic premises, stressing the need to respect the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and ensure the protection of diplomatic missions at all times. The application period for candidacy in the 4th term of municipal council elections began today and will continue until Thursday, April 23rd. The Ministry of Interior called on those wishing to run for office who meet the eligibility requirements to submit the applications through the Intikhab application or the elections websites. Muscat hosts leading global experts in oncology coming together to advance cancer care, share cutting-edge knowledge, and shape the future of treatment. More details in the following report.
Muscat is hosting the 16th Muscat International Oncology Conference, bringing together leading experts from around the world to discuss the future of cancer treatment. Organized by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the key national institutions, the conference reflects Oman's growing role as a regional hub for advanced medical dialogue and innovation. The event focuses on the latest breakthroughs in immunotherapy and targeted treatments, alongside new approaches in managing lung and breast cancers, highlighting rapid progress in clinical practice.
We are pleased to gather here today for the 16th Muscat International Oncology Conference. Despite all the geopolitical situation, we managed to get experts and speakers from around the globe to discuss the most recent update and the precision oncology that will elevate the care of our patients locally and in the region. There were around more than 25 speakers that join either physically here on site or virtually. We discussed different advancements in oncology care, including the most recent update in immunotherapy, radiation therapy, and the latest technique in surgical intervention.
Experts from Europe, the United States, China and across the region are participating, exchanging knowledge and exploring ways to improve patient outcomes.
I'm grateful as a palliative care nurse to be present in this conference, which we held here in the country. The topics and area that will be presented here are great of interest to me, and it will be for sure will improve my skills and knowledge. And this indeed, it will improve the quality of the patient's care.
From Muscat, a global platform where knowledge meets innovation, shaping a more hopeful future in the fight against cancer. From Muscat, where science meets collaboration and innovation shapes hope, Oman continues to position itself at the forefront of advancing cancer care, bringing the future of treatment closer to every patient. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The National Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics, STEM, themed Our Sciences Are Renewed, kicked off in Dhahirah Governorate with the participation of both government and private institutions. The week program aims to raise awareness of STEM fields, foster student interest in learning science and engineering and technological skills, and keep pace with global trend in disseminating scientific and technological knowledge. The week's activities encompass a wide range of fields, including energy and sustainable technologies, environmental science and biodiversity, space and aviation science, natural resources and food science, agricultural technologies, education and digital transformation. The National Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics Week is a leading scientific initiative implemented by the Ministry of Education. It serves as an effective national platform to motivate and support teachers, students, and all those interested in STEM fields. You're watching the Sound of Oman television. Before into tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan issues a royal decree. The Sultan of Oman and the Islamic Republic of Iran discuss options to ensure smooth transit through the Strait of Hormuz. And 5 people are killed and dozens injured in Israeli-American strikes on a petrochemical plant in Iran as Iranian forces launch a barrage of missiles toward Israel. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all here, the crew and myself, Rahel Kendi. Thanks for watching. Good night.